Hello, this is going to be a reading for Pisces. Hello, Pisces. This is going to be a reading for the middle and end of July. What are the messages that Pisces needs to hear for the end of July 2025? I'm trying to figure out if this is the end or if I'm going to be able to give you, I don't know. I think, I don't know, Pisces, we'll see. How are you, my babies? My beautiful Piscean energy. That I'm still working on my Pisces energy. And it's starting to lighten up. I'm not crying as much or feeling as sad or like reflecting as much at all. So I definitely think that it's working. Animal shaman. So maybe you are an animal shaman. Animal spirit, spiritual leader, nature. I think that your temperament really attracts animals because you're very chill. You don't try too hard for people. And that's animals feel very comfortable around that kind of energy. So I could definitely see that, you being an animal shaman. Challenger and air. So maybe you have a brother or a sister, somebody that's trying to challenge. Doesn't have to be a family member. This could be a job, work, maybe something that has to do with animal shamanism. Maybe somebody wants to be the best animal shaman around, and now they're challenging you when it comes to that, which is crazy. But I mean, I can't not see it happening. Substitute. Oh, I feel like somebody wants to replace you. Painter. Depict. Sublimate. Abstraction, form, and sensation. Maybe somebody's trying to paint a picture of you. And maybe it's in a very challenging way. Somebody wants to succeed you. They want your legacy. They want to claim to be what you are. Something that spirit has handed down to you. Pisces, they always mad about something. They want something. Everybody could be magic, but now we got to figure out whose magic's the strongest or who's the best at this or that. And this is animal shamanism. Somebody wants to outdo you or make you look like you're not what you are. This feels like a masculine energy with this air here. Could be a very patriarchal masculine energy that feels like, male energy is just better than female energy. And maybe you're a woman and you're very intuitive and spirit loves you and the animals love you and you're very nurturing, and this masculine energy or this other shaman energy is jealous. Eight of Swords, somebody feels trapped. Maybe you make them feel trapped. Maybe they need to stop thinking about you and worry about what they're doing. You know, maybe you make them feel small because you're so good at what you do. The Moon. You are so mystical. You're so mystical. People are so intrigued by you. They're almost hypnotized, and it's almost like you got them under a spell, under an illusion, or, you know, it's like you mesmerize people with your, that energy again. It's like not asking. You're not even asking for it. Where this one's trying to challenge you and paint a picture and all kind of stuff. You're not even asking for this, but you have it. You just have it. You can't be denied, Pisces. Hermit energy. This is your polar opposite energy. And juggling. I feel like you are juggling. Look, this is so funny because this person is tightrope walking. I feel like somebody is juggling. I don't think it's you. I think maybe you are juggling, but it's secretly, and you're doing it with pristine, you know, like you're the dancer. Look at her body. You know, her form is like, I'm juggling, but I got perfect form, perfect posture, rare form. The water is going crazy behind her. You know what I'm saying? Same as this tightrope walker. They got both rods. The city is all beneath them. But I feel like someone is in hermit mode. And someone is up here trying to act like they're you. This is you. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to act like they're you. And yeah, it's amazing and everything. It looks pretty awesome, but are you healing people though? And I still got a headache, or you know, I still feel this ailment though. The Hangman, this is you again. You know, this like tightrope, you know, tightrope walker energy. Tightrope walker, I don't know, it's just like so relevant. There's some lies too. Yeah, that's because this person is trying to paint a picture of you that's not true, or paint a picture of themselves that's not true in order to look like you. And maybe it's because you are so elusive and they feel like they can just paint a picture of you, you know, or fill in the blanks. And they can't say, I'm deeper than you could ever imagine being or going on your best day. And I'm on my worst. Pisces, people kill me. And then they don't have no humility whatsoever. None. And that's the hardest thing to master, is coming down off a high horse. You know, so many times, so many kingdoms could have been saved by somebody being able to say, I was wrong. And they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's different if you weren't wrong. But if you did all this and your punk ass was wrong, then you're wrong. And there's so many things that could have been avoided by just somebody being able to say, you know, I was damn wrong. I tripped out. You know, and that, you know, you're still the king. You're still in the same position. You were just wrong. But people it's these God kings. You know, this God king era that we got to move out of it. Ace of Swords, this is in the upright. So there's some truth coming out and someone's going to be feeling stuck because of the truth. It's a breakthrough. Somebody's getting some kind of success and a new idea maybe after they've been feeling stuck. Something's going back. I feel like somebody's been doing something to somebody. slow movement, delayed action, waiting game, impatient. This could also be somebody's spell work going back. But this could be somebody not getting a message. Maybe somebody didn't get some kind of truth, and that's what's keeping them stuck. A King of Wands. Maybe they're ignoring the truth. King of Wands in the reverse. Someone that's nasty, impulsive, abusive, and temperamental. A Two of Pentacles. Somebody that can't juggle. This isn't the right person. You juggle. You in rare form when you juggle, or when you on the tightrope. You know what I'm saying? You got your hair in there. Everything in you glowing. That's crazy. She has a freaking aura around her head. That orange thing, that don't go to nothing. That's just her light. She's special. She's gifted. She has a halo. And this one got a flower on her head. I feel like somebody, again, is very balanced, too. You're very balanced. Maybe you've been doing some work on yourself. I said that. I've been working on my Piscean energy. I keep saying that. That keeps coming out in your energy. Somebody's working on balancing themselves. And if this is some balance for that ass. Somebody is on their throne. They on their seat. And this person right here wants it. Pisces, you got somebody that wants your seat. They might be trying to come in like love with a Knight of Cups. They might be trying to come in like it's all love. Look, Nine of Swords. But you're the moon. You already know. The spirits are going to come to you. They don't got to give you no dreams, no bad dreams. They're just going to come to you at night and say, look, this person right here you just met, they ain't right. And you're going to understand. That's crazy. They can't juggle. They're not you. This King of Wands in the reverse, I could be talking to a masculine Pisces. This King of Wands in the reverse is trying to be a hermit energy that juggles very well and that's very balanced with his masculine and his feminine energy. This person isn't. They're hypersexual. They're hyper masculine. You know, they probably going to be gay in a couple of years because they done overdone everything, and they're going to need it in the booty to be able to come or anything like that because they desensitize themselves. Four of Swords. Somebody is really thinking about something. Somebody is getting a lot of information in the dream state. Okay, so you might be getting some kind of insomnia, or maybe this person is because they're fucking with the wrong one. Six of Cups, this is somebody from your past. Yeah, that's trying to give you a lot of burdens. They're trying to overburden you. This could be somebody, a friend from the past, or somebody that you grew up with. Again, I said this could be a family member, a sister, a brother, a cousin. Anybody who might feel like they're entitled to your gifts because they're part of your bloodline or something like that. Or maybe they know something. They don't know a damn thing. They don't know nothing. Six of Wands. Somebody's a narcissist. But I feel like somebody also is very celebrated. Somebody has done the work and everybody knows it. Or maybe it's just you're able to see it. I feel like somebody is getting a lot of burdens from something they did in the past that might die. Shit, I didn't notice that says R.I.P. right there. Rest, recuperation, healing, taking a break. It says R.I.P. though. That's hilarious. This could be somebody overburdened, too many tasks, overwhelmed, overworked. They can't juggle. You know, somebody might die. Especially trying to mess with an animal shaman. I mentioned that curse, that girl, the Ayoka, the mystic lipstick. That's a curse. She was saying she was a Ayoka. She was claiming to be a Ayoka shaman. And that's a curse. And there's a lot of women that are going to die like that because that's that witch group. It's a whole group of witches that was doing a bunch of spell work on a freaking Heyoka shaman trying to steal their legacy, and that's the curse. You go crazy and you kill yourself. So try not to go crazy, and I'd stay away from my kids and stuff. It's crazy. The only one that survived was the The oldest daughter. Probably had her before she got into magic and stuff like that. I bet you. That little girl didn't have nothing to do with none of that spell work and all that crazy stuff. But she got... That was the curse, though. And it's it's not funny, but it kind of is, because these people need to be taught a lesson. And they need to be made an example out of. And that was an example for that ass. What's the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse? Oh, laziness. Okay. Disappointment, impatient, lack of growth. Something that isn't growing. Seven of Wands. Someone can't defend themselves from something because somebody is the real person. Someone's going to have to move on. You know, to calmer waters. They're not going to be able to weather the storm. This came out in the last reading too with Aquarius. I feel like somebody was having to, like, somebody came for Aquarius. Aquarius about to get their ass in court. That's kind of shit. Aquarius like that. You know, you messing with the wrong one when you start stealing and stuff from Aqua, because they want to get suited and booted and go to court and stuff like that. They love that. Them, Libra. Libras are so funny. Libra, freaking, who else? So, Virgo, or sue your ass. Page of Wands in the reverse. Somebody is childish. Everything they're trying to grow is childish. Everything they're trying to do is childish. They are not the real deal. They're not. They're not the real deal, and they can never be. Because this person, they're trying to be a hermit, and they're a King of Wands in the reverse. They're trying to steal the hermit energy. Mad because they sat up there and became a King of Wands in the reverse. They could have been a hermit. You know, but since they're not, oh, wow, okay, so this Queen of Wands is looking at this Hermit. That's why. And this King of Wands over in the reverse is over here. Somebody is looking at this Hermit energy, a Virgo maybe. And this Queen of Wands came out before in the upright too. It was a lot of Sagittarius energy. I remember that. This could be a Cancer and Virgo and Pisces. But there's a Queen of Wands here in the upright that has hope. I said that a couple is going to come together and it's going to give people hope. I feel like a shaman, hermit type of energy is going to get with a very fiery, sexy woman. And I think that he's going to help explain what's so great about her. And it's going to help a lot of women come out of this energy of feeling. It's going to give people hope. I said that. This couple was going to bring people hope. I don't remember which reading it was. I think it was the collective. For this, I have on the same thing I have on now. Aww. I do, though. I feel like somebody's going to come together and it's going to make people feel like there's hope, you know, for them. That they're not so far down deep in the dumps that it's just like a little switcheroo, and it is. But you got to make it before they get you deep down in the dumps. It is a switcheroo, just a little switch. And I don't know, a lot of towers will have to fall because of it though, but a lot of towers will be rebuilt and people will be able to be in the right energy, the healing energy. Something's going to be very healing. And these fakers right here, I feel like they're going out of style. People are going to start wanting, I feel like this Queen of Wands is going to do that too. It's going to bring... These two coming together are going to bring a whole lot of very distinguished men or very intelligent men to these very sexy women, because they have done such a huge job at misrepresenting the sexual energy for the women right now. It was a reading where I said somebody put a wig on a pig and some lipstick and a diamond necklace, and everybody fell for it. Like, that's the Empress, the pig in a wig, you know? And it's not. And a lot of people fell for that energy. But they're trying to make us ruin ourselves. Queen of Swords in the reverse. These lying women. They're out of here. I feel like they're going to be sacrificed. I keep getting that. These men are going to sacrifice them. Because that's what they work for. That's your God. That's who you came in on they ship. You're going to have to... That ship, it's a relationship. A business partnership. A ship represents like a business. So you better watch them ships, because they're not so easy to get, you know, free from. But this is what I have for you, Pisces. I feel like you are strong in your energy. I feel like you got a bunch of broads lying on you. As usual. I feel like somebody is very sexy. Very sexy. That Venus, exalted. And you were supposed to be with somebody very sexy, but he nasty. He decided to just be like all the rest of the niggas. When there's somebody here that went away and worked on themselves, and they're very distinguished and they're very intelligent, they're blessed, and they're going to get with either this is you or put yourself where you're at. They're going to get with somebody very sexy, and this is going to bring hope for people. People are going to see that this very sexy person is with a very spiritual person, and then they're going to get it. They're going to understand. Oh, that's what it is. I feel like this masculine energy is going to help men realize what makes them happy, and that they too can embrace it and still be looked at and respected, you know? You don't have to be like him. He's not satisfied. He's not satisfied because he's too busy trying to trap and compete and, you know, all kind of stuff. With a bunch of broads. Because he got a bunch of people in his ear. Overdoing everything. Too much. Go away. It's so much more balance and rare form. And you know what I'm saying? There's mastery over here. Where it's real. I love it, Pisces. I don't think that you could be in something that is like too fake for too long. I think that it would mess you up mentally. You might start tripping out. I think so. Especially with the dream state, you rule in the dream state and all that. I think that you get messages pretty easy. That's what I have for you. I hope that it resonated. I hope that it helps. And I will see you next time, Pisces. Peace.